We are live. Welcome back. No, we're not live. We were live. Welcome back to Paper Tuesdays with Michael Dwyer and Mark Halpin. Maeve Binchy on the wing. Shane Halpin behind the decks.
Indeed. Shane has, done a lot of work trying to get the camera set up. But Shane, is there any way that we can get a shot of you and your hair at the moment?
I can come around.
Come around and everyone to show the people. Show the people your hair.
It's a beautiful sight. Yes. So Shane was using conditioner today.
Here we are. Yes. And a hair off for you. There you go.
Jesus rose again.
It's very thick.
Yeah.
Very thick hair.
Luscious.
Yeah, it's not the first time I've caught it.
Yeah. How long have you been growing it?
It's over 2 years now, so it was 2 years in March. So
Jesus.
2 years and 2 months.
So that is lockdown hair then?
Yeah, pure lockdown.
Wow.
Like 2 or 3 weeks before we went into lockdown, like finishing, like colleges were called off. I was up in Dublin, like in 2 weeks before that, I got my hair cut and that was the last time. Even at that stage, like the top was long with this, I just got my sizes on, but now it's all evened out.
And it's part of your identity now.
It is.
And what are the plans going forward?
I don't know, Danny Gardner, so I'm not sure if I said on the podcast before, it's me and myself and Danny Gardner have a bet to see who get a cut first. And Danny's is longer than mine, and Danny looks way more homeless than I do, but he is still committed to this, so I think it's just going to end in, but like it was €100, so I guess haircut first. I think it's just going to have to call quits, we're going to have to donate €100 to charity, because I'm not really bothered getting my haircut, and he's too tight.
That's the thing about the Halpins, you're so stubborn.
Yeah, and tight.
Very good, very good. Mark, you must have loved the show.
I loved the show. It was, as I was talking to Connor yesterday, he rang me and we were just saying, like, it was so much looser. Like, I wasn't as nervous. I was aware mistakes were going to happen, and I enjoyed it way more. I was able to relax on stage and just be like, look, this is a podcast. Yeah. Whereas before, I think the first show, we were more nervous. It was more of a challenge. It was far more going into the unknown. We didn't know what was going to happen at all. And I was only saying this last night that, do you remember at the start of the first show, so there was issues with the very start, the game, we had the slides were wrong or something. Robbie had an issue with the slides and there was a mistake there and nobody gave a fuck. Yeah. It didn't matter at all. Yeah. And just remembering that going into it is like, look, whatever goes wrong, it's fine. Yeah. It's a comedy show at the end of the day. Yeah. That adds to it. It's fine if things go wrong. Yeah. Gets a laugh. So yeah, just going into it, I was far more laid back and relaxed.
I tried to send a voice out to you to explain like the on-stage dynamism or whatever, that about Shane Byrne and the intro for him. So we had Shane Byrne on. We'll talk about things at the podcast, all right? But Shane Byrne was coming on and we were, teeing it up, and we had this idea of a silhouette image of a question mark of who is this next guest. And so
even though we announced 3 and had 2 on already.
Yeah. So I just thought that, the silhouette would appear eventually, not thinking like that, it might have been too onerous to get the silhouette up and there was a glitch or whatever. So I was going into like the seed breed generation of Shane Byrne and what he had for breakfast yesterday and who his grandmother was and how he played five-a-side for, I was going to, and it was only when you turned to me and said, "Will we just have Shane on?" We would still be in the theatre. And it's so true. Like I was still going on, and it didn't matter that we didn't have the graphic. It was just like, right, this is what we do now and we're going to keep doing it now no matter what happens. So this is an insight into what goes on in my head. So there you go.
What did he say when he came on? He was like,
that was the worst fucking introduction I've ever heard.
He went through you a few times.
Oh, he did, yeah. He made no bones about it. But look, maybe that's because his fee was so low. But
yeah, it's true.
May as well take it out on this fella now.
That was the easiest interview I'd say I've ever done.
Oh, it was the most beautiful.
Yeah. You ask him one question, he tells you 5 fucking stories. It was not his first rodeo.
No.
Yeah.
No.
But
class. Still, he was able to, it's a skill not to, like, it didn't seem scripted.
No.
And then when you asked him about, like, turning from pro, you could see the little glint of his eye and, like, it was pretty raw what he said, like, how nothing will replace
he's like, my family.
Rugby.
He was like, fuck him, I want to play rugby. But yeah, he was definitely like, he knew how to make it entertaining as well. Yeah. And he had that sort of rugby, giving people shit. Like, it was like, even when we started the game, what did he say? He was like, well, you didn't fucking explain what we were doing. And then he turned around to one of them and goes, that was shite. Or that was fucking stupid or something.
Says the man who was in a Domino's pizza advert. Like, come on.
And then sure, he had no idea. I forgot about that as well. It's like, let's play the game. It's like a Domino's ad comes on.
I like that though. I wanted it to happen because he was getting too cutting at me. So I said, "Here's no one for you now."
His answer to that was very good as well. What was it? He goes, "Oh, just as well your man was rugby fan or something." He's like, "Who's this fella coming in eating my pizza?"
Oh wow! And with Spike as well. I'm ready for any alluring personality, any Conor McGregor, anyone that wants to be strained. I'm ready now after dealing with Spike. He's just
he was
he's a mysterious
character.
Yeah,
and I love the fact that like he was kind of subdued for the whole thing. Not subdued, but like he's very, not reserved. He's mysterious, is what you were saying. But then at the end, like Basil walked off, and that was meant to be their goodbyes. And he stands up in the middle of the stage in Basil's hometown, where he doesn't know anyone, and just goes, "He needs to sort his fucking head out."
Yes. And then at the end, Mark, a lot of people thought that I had scripted something when I asked if you would.
I had no idea that was coming. I was absolutely delighted. And I woke up yesterday morning. Grode has already set up a WhatsApp group.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. It's 2 years in advance.
Oh, brilliant.
So we're already in the works. Myself and Evan have been talking. We have a couple of ideas already. So this will be good.
Well, that makes a lot more sense because I said to Ashton, Mark, it's typical Mark. He's been best man. He hasn't asked who my groomsmen are. So he's just going to show up himself. And then, oh, you're here too.
That's how I found out who the grooms. Grode said it to me in the foyer of the, and then I checked the WhatsApp and I was like, oh, Evan's a groomsman as well. So it's gonna be fucking great. I can't wait. And then sure, there's a wedding as well after that.
There is
after the stag, sure, apparently.
Yeah,
so, be there too.
Maybe she's hoping for that anyway.
No, I was telling you, what was it? Breed said to me after the show, she's like, "Who am I going to sit with now at the wedding?" And then I was like, "Sure, Ash will be there." And I was like, "No, you can't, Mark. I can't sit with Ash if I can't sit with you."
So this is a little something.
Oh. Bubble wrap.
Bubble wrap, yes. And very impressive bubble wrap.
Very impressive, is right.
Yeah. No, it peels off. It peels off, you see.
Oh, wow. Did you lick this? Wow. Guinness. Mark Halpin, best man. Thank you very much.
I'm going to have that for the whole fucking night now on the wedding, is it?
Yeah, walking around this.
So now.
I can even hold
it.
There we go.
Lovely. There's also a letter.
It's not here. Oh, he's lost it.
Yeah, it's in my. I think it's in my chinos. You're very grateful that I didn't whip it out as I was asking you. But I remember some of the things I asked. Will you keep me out of the salad bar when I need to be in Glencullen on the biggest day of my life? And this sort of very personal questions, and to stay out of Coonies as well. Will you keep me out of Coonies? But look,
you forgot to bring it out on the night, was it?
Well, a lot of it now was too emotional. Like for people, they would have got an overload and they would have wanted to run out.
Right.
But no, it's a 2-page letter and there's some nice little things on it. We share an Anam Cara friendship. I've tried to. Each letter that I wrote had different qualities in that, but I think, Mark, we have one of the early ones that came up for you was loyalty, that you have been extremely loyal over the years. And I think that's very intertwined then with the idea of Anam Cara, that like, Anam Cara is meant to be soul friend, and that like, everyone in life has an Anam Cara or something. It doesn't matter where they go or whatever, that you always return into this idea of friendship. But one little aspect of it is that like, we both know that we both always show up in our best, or we do our best no matter what. And I think we're able to accept each other then, and then that makes it a lot easier to do this podcast, do everything, because it dispels any doubt of, oh, he's thinking about X or he's doing Y. It's just, he's doing his best. I'm doing my best. Yeah. And that's a priceless quality.
Yeah. That's the note. I think we're always kind of honest with each other as well.
Yeah.
So there's no guessing is there a secondary motive or anything like that.
Yeah.
Like I'll tell you when I'm fucking doing something wrong, or you'll do the same. Like, I made a mistake there. I won't try blame anyone else, or like say this is why that is. It's like, I fucking didn't do that. I forgot, or I was lazy or whatever. But That's, yeah.
And you're the only one that had a request now on your letter. Like, the best man is the captain, but I'd like, not that you do all the work either, but that you include that you are taking in all the disjointed voices, or the challenging, the different ideas from your groomsmen, and that you take them in together, and then you decide, like a president of a cabinet, and say, no, we go this way.
Yeah. I am in charge. This is my day.
It's my day.
It will be my day.
Move over, Ash.
Yeah, move over, Ash. But yeah, it was, people were asking me, like, were you not expecting that or whatever? And to be honest, I thought, oh, maybe I will be best man. And then I kind of put it to the back of my mind, and I wasn't expecting, I didn't know when these questions come or whatever. It could have been next year or whatever, so I wasn't really thinking about it. But I remember I was driving home from Gorey a couple of weeks ago, and I was thinking, I don't know where I just started thinking about your wedding. I wasn't consciously trying to think about it. I was like, right, and I started getting nervous about giving a best man speech, and I was like, Mark, you're not the best man. You don't know this. And I was going through it all in my head, and I was like, and how do I phrase that? And, like, I was picturing myself, my body language on the stage, and I was like, fucking, well, I can't say that. And like, Mark was like, relax, like, you have a live show to do. Like, this is all in your imagination.
That reminds me of when you were on the Southeast Radio interview and you were going for a walk today before you said, right, I can't say, what were the 2 words that you can't say?
I love a particular body part.
All right. Was that the only one?
Because I was on a podcast and someone kept saying that.
Oh, right. Yeah.
And I was like, imagine I said that on Southeast Radio tomorrow. And then I went for a walk beforehand on a break between sessions over in the gym, and I was going through my head, and I was like, I can't say it. And then I started thinking about, don't think of a purple polar bear and that's what you'll think of. So then I was like, fuck, I'm going to say it. And I didn't. I was way more nervous for that phone call with Alan Corcoran than I was for a live show in front of a live audience.
Really?
Yeah. I don't know why.
But nerves dip and they go up and they go down. Like, I remember at the start of the show, well, maybe it's just the excitement of it as well, but like, I could tell by the way your top lip was quivering at the start that you were a bit nervous.
Yeah.
But it's natural, all right. It took me a while to settle into the boxers now. Like,
really?
Yeah.
I could tell you got a little bit nervous at the start for 2 seconds, and then you kind of slided into it. But I didn't notice that with the boxers at all.
I think it's Michael. I think the running gets you when you come down and sit there. Okay, and I'm going to do. And like you're done with your running, and now you're like, oh fuck, I'm in the shot. What do you think this is?
What do you think that is? That's the word that gets me out of everything. Oh, that's brilliant. What do you think of this? Yes, perfect. Now, 30 seconds. But like, yeah, Shane Byrne was brilliant. We had great fun. People loved the VTs. There's just, right, we'll go one more lofty thing that I'd like to say. When the people involved in the show, that you can't describe, like, obviously we were trying to sell tickets, but just the feeling of the building up to getting to a live show stage, it's priceless.
No.
And it's like 2 or 3 days before you realise, like, this is what I want to do. And like, it's a deeper type of thing. It's like, I'm just so happy in this kind of zone and this area and this, what we do.
Yeah. Everyone wanted to be there.
Yeah.
And it was great. Like, there's like 5 or 6, maybe 7 people there working on it. And it's not like you're working like on anything. It's good crack, like.
Yeah.
Everyone wants to be there. Everyone would rather be there than anywhere else.
Yes.
And it's fucking class. Like, that it's all about those 2 days before the show, really, isn't it? Like, when you're in the theatre and setting up, and like, in fairness, the workload Shane had in the 2 days before the show was fucking unbelievable. That's sort of special mention. That was fucking, we put him under serious pressure, and that's something we learned from this one, is like not to record videos on the day of the fucking evening of the show. But yeah, no, it's like having Frico there and Fab, and like, remember we walked in on the Thursday, and
that
just
Thursday,
the 2 lads tearing strips off each other.
If only we had a camera flowing. I did not know that was going to happen.
I wouldn't have known, really. They would have known each other, maybe like passing by or whatever, but they absolutely fucking tore into each other as soon as they seen each other.
Instantly. And then Fab saying how he's won every lotto bar the Rangers one.
Yeah.
And, you know, and this is, saying, Frico, you're wrong. Like, I didn't win that lotto. I won the 3 or 4 other lottos. And, yeah.
He wasn't allowed to win the Rangers one, wasn't it? Or someone said that.
I know he forgot to put in his ticket. He was selling loads of tickets and he forgot to write down his numbers, and his numbers came up.
Sorry, I just remembered, because his hand was sore.
His hand was too sore from writing all the tickets. He forgot to do it. He couldn't do his own.
Oh, that's Ireland.
Them lads, Flood and Fab got some fucking buzz off that.
Oh.
Fab.
Do you know, that's another thing. Flood has been, a key component in this podcast from the start, and he's only grown into a bigger one because he just loves the sport so much, and he's such a loyal friend that he wants to see us do well, and he wants to be the villain as well.
He loved it, yeah. He was like, I'll be the heel. That's why he was saying, I'll go up, I'll be the heel. And he loved the booing when he was coming on in 042. And
Did anybody
up
told
and
me?
fucking waving the finger. Hold on now a second. Cheese sandwiches.
He goes to me after it. No, my problem, Michael, was there wasn't enough booze for me last night.
That's what he said. Yeah. Enough booze. Flood was great, like even with the Wheel of Fortune and all, and he fucking bringing it in and out and changing cars. And Paddy and Deirdre Flood loved it as well. I was talking to him after.
Good, yeah, because they missed it last time because of COVID. And
yeah, that was a pity. Yeah, it all went well.
It did. So that's the live show.
We will have it more.
Yes, we will. Christmas special, probably Friday, 2nd of December. Who knows?
A few other ideas coming up before that.
Yes, yeah. Stay tuned.
Stay tuned. A few little nixers.
Yes, mixers. Yeah,
but we do have we've international listeners as well, so maybe Christmas time they might be home and get to see the podcast live, but also gives us a load of fucking time to get stuff ready, ideas, different things, you know?
Definitely. And it's good it's good to pace things as well, Mark.
Yes.
When we came off for all the nighttime pints, Conor Moore kept saying, show 3 starts now, and I was like, oh Jesus, Ashton won't be happy with that. No, show 3 can't start now. Yeah. We need to little gentle now, whatever Ashton's working, now it starts. But there's a baby on the way as well, so it's all about time and whenever in between feeds and that sort of thing.
I was only talking to Ash there when you decided to go to the toilet when the show was starting. I timed everything fucking perfectly, so I had all 3 major things I was doing all at the one time. So I was currently moving house, doing a live show and having a baby, all within the same fucking time.
Yeah, perfect. And you're going on holiday.
I'm going on holiday as well in the middle of it all. In the middle of it, not like after it. In the middle of it, I'm going on holiday.
Brilliant.
And football championship and hurling championship approaching.
Yeah.
So it's all go.
It's all go.
It's all go. Yeah. So we're moving into a house, a bit of personal housekeeping here. I'll share my life with you. I'm moving into a house at the minute. So that's currently in a work in process. Should be in it maybe next week. Close to Garode.
Yes.
Garode are going to play the Switch in our evenings. Then going to Donegal Monday, and then the baby is now due in 4 weeks and 6 days is the due date.
Wow. Yeah.
And I've been saying this to people when they ask or whatever, and a couple have been like, mine came 6 weeks early with no warning. Mine came 12 weeks early with no warning. Mine came 8 weeks early with no warning.
Basil was 8 weeks, yeah. I remember the size of MJ. 12 was it? Sorry.
Basil said 8 and then Neve said 12.
There you go. Neve would know.
Yeah, Neve would know better, I'd say.
Yeah. Genie, mate. I remember the size of MJ. I think he was only the size of a hand.
Jesus.
And now he's fine.
Yeah, perfect.
Was I telling you about going up there to...
No, but go on.
That was brilliant. It was just, I'm definitely going to call into Basil for just a cup of tea in a week or two, whatever. But he just has races with the children in the state and different starting areas, and it's marked on the tarmac in chalk, and they run, and then apparently he comes in with the children. Then right, get your gloves on, and then he spars with them or whatever you do with that thing. So yes, yeah. So
Basil's genuinely a good person, professional boxer or whatever, but even he was saying in the live show, he's just a good fucking person behind it. Other than that, to work with mental health, to work with the boxing club, giving us a hand, sharing our stuff. Sam Ali's always singing his praises, sharing his stuff. He's just a good fucking person.
Yeah.
Do you know?
Mental health, he is going to grow into he's doing a FETAC course in mental health to become a better speaker on mental health and more accredited and trained. So.
He was telling me a few ideas he has now. It sounds very good,
Yeah.
very promising, and sure, that's what he is, you know. He's fucking doing what he's supposed to do if he does that, you know.
100%.
It's great.
Mark, this is a beautiful time of the year, April, and the leaves are on the trees and
On the street.
on the street as well. Yes. It's just, Robbie Ireton.
Box coffee is back in Castletown.
Box coffee is back
Nature
in
is healing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How do we do it wintertime? I just don't know how we do it.
I was only saying, like, when we went to Tenerife in December, like, it's a different fucking world. You're a different person when the sun is shining. Oh, yeah, it's unbelievable. Like, we do it wrong here, really.
Yeah. How should we do it? Should we like just
Sun all the time.
So just ask them to put on the sun.
Yeah.
To ask the government to put on the
Put
sun.
on the sun.
Put on the sun, please.
Matty McGrath. I put it to you, Matty McGrath. Where is the sun? Vincent Brown. I was. Remember we were waiting for Fab in the complex. I was watching. I was waiting, so I said I'd watch a few Pat Kenny videos on YouTube. I just watching Pat Kenny getting given out to when presenting live TV. I don't think anyone has ever had that many live call-outs for being a bollocks on telly, and I don't really think Pat Kenny's that bad.
Yeah, you see the soft side.
I see, like, he's just doing his job, I suppose. I might be a bit overly strong in his opinions. He might be a bit more crack sometimes. It might, you know, people might be in favour of him if he's a bit more fun, but he doesn't deserve the fucking hardship he's gotten over the years.
Right.
Would you agree? Or would you be with one?
Yeah, I
call Pat out.
I don't know. I don't. You have a strong loyalty to him, built up through the Furniture Van radio days. Of
Yes.
like he got you through it. You know, to me, to you, to Pat. You know, that was it. Like, you know, but no, I don't really have a strong affinity to Pat Kenny. But I admire your dedication to him, and you're standing up for Pat Kenny.
And Ryan Tuberty got in a bit of trouble.
He did, misogyny.
Recently. Misogyny. Yes, I am a Ryan Tuberty fan.
No.
Really, no, I don't not like him. I just don't like him.
Well, there,
either, do you
yes,
know, he's mild to me. Fierce
You're
mild.
talking. He's mild. Okay.
What was I said about mild the other day? Oh yeah, was it?
What is mild?
What does mild mean? you said it's fierce mild, and then I paused for a second. I was like, yeah, and then I was like, what does that mean? You go, it's kind of in between. I said, oh yeah, nothing more talking about. But Ryan Tuberty asked a question that I thought was fair enough. I don't think
It was fair, but like
misogynistic.
at the same time, right? I think it's a symptomatic of late show television. Like, it's 10 minutes, so we just need to get to a few talking points or whatever. Whereas when we do a podcast, well, I suppose we have a little bit of that because you're going to be a little bit scripted, as Shane Byrne pointed out. But at the same time, there's a bit more freedom and it's looser. So, like, in what way was the guest going to benefit from the question asked, how old are you? I don't know.
Yeah.
And I know he was trying to say how skilled she is at portraying a teenage character, but like, that's like saying how skilled you are at pouring milk into porridge. Like, you know, it's not... I don't know. I didn't really get it.
Yeah.
Would you have rushed into now asking Shane Byrne, but how old were you when Brian O'Driscoll was playing and this sort of thing? We wouldn't have bothered asking.
No, we wouldn't have bothered asking, but this is why, right, I think it's not that big of a deal.
Right.
Now, I'm not a woman. Age probably for women is another issue. I don't understand.
Any thoughts, Maeve?
Maeve.
Thank you, Maeve.
Thank you, Maeve. She's busy writing. Well, like, she's playing a teenager in a show. I have no idea how old that lady is.
Yeah, nor do I.
Is she a teenager?
No, sorry.
Shane, we're not supposed to.
We're not supposed to know.
I just heard
Facts. The truth doesn't care about her feelings or her age. Yeah, but like, if someone's playing a teenager in a show, are you a teenager, basically? I would have been interested in the answer to that question.
Really?
Yeah, just not because I care that much. It's like, it's something mildly interesting on the late, which is exciting. So, yeah, it's fair enough. I would have if it was a group show about the in-betweeners.
Yes.
How old are they? That'd be interesting enough to me. How old are the actors on that show? Are they teenagers? Are they middle-aged men? Have you what's the show, Shane? The drugs and the sex and all.
Breaking Bad?
Euphoria.
No, I haven't.
Have you not?
No.
I
Is
don't
this on
know if
Netflix,
you
or?
like it. There was an episode where they showed 36 penises in one episode.
Oh, right.
Artistically. Euphoria is good. It's interesting, but again, they got in trouble for sexualizing teenagers.
Oh.
We're not in trouble, but that was a complaint against the show.
Like sexualizing teenagers and glorifying drug use.
Yeah.
Oh.
Which they did very well. But very good show. Drake is a producer on it.
Oh.
Who done the music?
Labyrinth.
Oh,
done the
wow.
music.
Okay. Right.
So it's a good show. You will never feel good after watching it. Especially for me, someone who's going to be a parent, watching the way teenagers are portrayed in that.
Oh, right.
But then you have to kind of separate that this is a show and this isn't real life, and that's not what my teenage years were like. My teenage years were Michael Dwyer being dragged in the muck across the pitch after football training, driving around in a car in Tesco car park. There was some nudity involved in that as well, actually.
Indeed. I don't know why I was so liberal in running across
You're
car
letting
parks.
it all hang out.
I was, actually, yeah.
Yeah,
A strong history of it.
Actually doesn't surprise me.
Will we do the
we do
reveal of the Briar Tours text that we never did on the show?
we will. Well, Bosco, Charlie McGuckin is a nerd, and Owen Malloy said, I'd bait the head off Niall Bazzakendi. Yes, yeah.
They're the headlines for
They're
this.
the headlines.
Charlie's a nerd. Yeah, two lads that were at the live show on Friday night were hurling in Wexford Park against Dublin on Saturday afternoon.
Yeah, it's beautiful, isn't it?
Yeah, nice.
If only the result was better.
Yeah, if only the result was better.
Yeah.
Yeah, look, just as well you didn't go down to it.
We
it was
did,
exciting.
actually.
You did?
Yeah.
You
yeah,
did?
Yeah.
Yourself and Connor?
No, Ashton and I.
Ashton?
Ashton loves the live
Ashton
sport.
loves it, yeah. It was your
sorry,
decision,
Maeve.
Ashton, to go. Maeve. It was Ashton's decision to go after she
Yeah,
dragged
she
you.
needed a break from writing, so.
Yeah. It was an
Ashton-
exciting finish.
Yeah,
Not
it was
the
more
result.
annoying that, not this, but just that the Ashton was pointing out as well that
Don't put this on me.
they didn't defend the puck out. So like we let them have the ball until the
Yeah.
45, and then off you go now.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's an interesting technique
Yeah.
for trying to win a game. But,
Yes.
but not blaming them. Just that's what
Did
happened.
you watch Limerick and Waterford?
We saw the last 10 minutes of it.
Sure, that's all you needed.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the 2 goals.
Good
yeah.
finish.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. But still, Limerick, it's a game I would have liked to be at, but I think Limerick were assured in how they still defeated them. Like, put
Yeah.
them at arm's length. Like, I mean,
Their
you're
defending
not going
was-
to win a game when you haven't scored a point for the last 25 minutes
Yeah,
either,
that's
you know?
mental.
Yeah.
No points in the last 25 minutes. 2 goals, but no points.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Limerick's defending was unbelievable at half-back line as well. Just any time they came close, just turned it over
Yeah.
straight away.
And a really interesting one in, the whole thing of in life as well. Gary Vee talks about you don't want to win a game 60-0. You want to win a game 60-40. So like, even though they were winning it all, Limerick shot woeful wides near the end, like, and it was just a case of just their possession alone was worth more than giving the ball to Waterford. You know, it was like it was worth something.
Yeah. Gary V, pickleball aficionado.
Yes, indeed.
Pickleball Tuesdays. Stay tuned.
What is pickle? It's kind of like squash, but squash.
I think it's tennis, Shane. Could you Google what pickleball is? Gary loves it. What was he playing? Who was he playing against?
I think he's invested in it.
He's invested in pickleball, yeah. He's going to start the World Cup or something, is he? Did he buy the New York Jets, or who's he wanting to buy?
Not yet. I think that's. Well, I think we'd hear heard about it if he is.
Probably, yeah.
Yeah, because he's talked about it for years how we would like to buy them.
Pickleball is a racket/paddle sport that was created by combining elements of several other racket sports. 2 or 4 players use solid paddles to hit performerated some sort of fucking ball. Much like a wiffle ball with 26 to 40 round holes.
Oh.
There you go. I got a picture of it on for this.
Yes, very good. Gary is big into it, all right.
Your father used to play badminton with Reed's father.
What?
Yeah.
I did not know that.
Yeah.
I must ask him. Kevin Brown. Kevin
Brown.
Yes.
And was your father ever known as Pat Dwyer? Would he ever have gone by that?
Possibly.
Because him and himself and Siobhan were having a discussion over this the other day, because he called him Pat, and it's like, it's fucking Podge. So we'll get clarification. Stay
Yeah,
tuned.
we will. Yeah, because it's Patrick Martin, yeah, so it could be.
Yeah.
Any other thoughts there, Mark? We've nothing to discuss. Have we any discussion points
No, Shane? Anything in the news
in the news?
worth discussing?
I don't think so.
There's no news today.
No news is good news.
No news is good news.
was kind of funny on the night there when Flood and Fab were doing the debate. Like Fab had so much ammunition on Flood. Like he's texting people all day before.
Unreal.
He
He was showing me, he was texting Noel Morris asking for dirt on Flood or whatever, and he was showing me, look at this now, look at this. And he showed me, Noel had sent him a screenshot of his contact for James Flood. He has him down as James Heavy Rainwater. But Fab is so fucking sharp, isn't he? Like, he's like, James, like, and he lives up the road from me, and he goes, no, he doesn't, he lives in Kilrush.
Yeah.
Knew exactly
and actually, from your perspective, can we discuss when he goes to Castletown Gorey and he lists out people's names, what happened there, Mark?
I was very lucky I had this discussion with Fab beforehand. Before the show, he was talking to me, and he was going, so who are the lads now that have moved in from different clubs into Castletown? And he was listing them out, like, and people who've come in over the years, otherwise known as blow-ins is what he was calling them. And he came to the show live on stage, and he goes, sure, Castletown's full all the lads on your team are all inbreds. Got the word inbred and blow-in mixed up. So I interrupted him. I said, Fab, hold on before he was getting his fingers out to start listing the inbreds. I said, Fab, you mean blow-ins? And he goes, oh, sorry, yeah, blow-ins. And then he lists them all. He was about to call 5 or 6 lads from Castletown inbred in front of a live audience.
But they'll definitely have a round two in them. And it's just so, it's brilliant because it's putting a light on characters.
Yeah.
Because like Flood and Fab are just being Flood and Fab there.
Yes.
And we're just saying, you know what, this is life. This is just, you know, just talk about Tato and King Crisp and then insult people, and you know, it's okay.
Yeah. Often enough, I think, like, people who deserve a stage don't get one, and people who are looking for a stage don't deserve one, and they get one. So them lads do, like, they have interesting things to say, like, you know, and to give those that opportunity to display those people to people who might not know about them or whatever is fantastic, I think.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more.
That's what I got from that.
Yeah, absolutely. George O'Connor and I are having a good friendship at the moment. Ooh. And he was telling me some funny stories there lately. What was it? No, they've gone out of my head. But do you know what he was saying? I was recalling how in cool camps, like back in the day, and he'd do this thing, and apparently only 2 people in the county were able to do it, and one of them was Conor MacDonald, and he'd drop the ball and then catch it before it reaches the ground again.
Right.
And I was just recalling how that incident happened, and we were all huddled around or whatever. He said, yeah, the thing about that, Michael, though, is hand-eye coordination is still something that can be coached. So I didn't even realise that he was testing hand-eye coordination there. And there's Conor MacDonald now, one of the top hurlers in the county. So it's just interesting how...
In the country.
Well, county and country. Okay, yeah. I don't like to be too biased, but sure, I suppose I am biased regardless. So yeah, but I just thought it was interesting. It's quite interesting how, like, as well, Conor MacDonald, when he was underage, like 2 or 3 people would mark him.
Yeah.
And you think like that changes. No, he's now playing inter-county hurling, and it's still, what do we do with Conor MacDonald? We put 2 or 3 on him. Yeah.
And he still does well.
Yeah.
He's used to it. He's accustomed to it.
Yeah.
That's the way it's always been.
That's true.
Imagine that's your whole playing career, right? I'm going to be marked by 2 or 3 lads.
Yeah. It's bonkers, isn't it?
Yeah. That's it, folks.
That's it now.
We'll call it a day.
Go off in peace. Take care.
Maeve's nearly finished another chapter here.
Lovely. Looking forward to the next book.
Thank you, Maeve.
Thanks, mate.
Ta-ta and farewell.